The beggar girl saved a millionaire. Just days later, he did the unexpected. What did she do? Welcome to Stories TH. In today's story, a millionaire's routine life takes a dramatic turn after a chance encounter with a homeless woman. Little does he know, this moment will spark a life-changing transformation for both of them. Before we dive into this incredible tale, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to Stories TH so you never miss a story that could change your life too. Lessons of courage, forgiveness, and second chances in life. Life sometimes leads us into unexpected situations and challenges. We never know which moments will change our lives forever. Just as in the story of John Wick, a millionaire who was saved by a homeless woman in a chance encounter. From that moment, a relationship formed between them, bringing not only life-saving assistance to one person, but also the opportunity to change and grow. This story brings profound lessons on courage, forgiveness, and second chances, and these lessons are especially meaningful for older adults who may have experienced various life stages. John Wick, a successful millionaire, was attending an event but decided to leave early to avoid the long, dull speeches. While walking to meet his driver, John unknowingly turned into a dark alley and soon realized he was in a dangerous part of town. Before he could turn back, three men appeared with a menacing look, clearly intending to rob him. As they approached him, John stayed calm, but his heart raced. In the midst of the tension, a young homeless woman named Lila appeared and intervened, scaring the men away with a metal rod. What was surprising was that Lila didn't actually call the police, as she had claimed. She had no phone to make such a call, but she managed to bluff her way into scaring off the attackers. She had nothing but her courage and determination, and that was enough to save John. This moment is the first lesson of the story. Courage is not always about physical strength or wealth, but about the heart and will to do what is right. Lila, despite her worn-out clothes and apparent struggles, demonstrated that bravery can come from anyone, regardless of their circumstances. This lesson is especially meaningful for the elderly, as it shows that strength is not always about youth or health, but about resilience and making the right choice when needed. After Lila saved John, he felt deeply grateful, wanting to repay her for her heroic act. However, Lila insisted that she didn't do it for money and instead shared her desire for a new life, one that would offer stability and a fresh start. John, intrigued by her, offered her a job at his company, not out of pity, but because he believed in her potential. This act of kindness shows another important lesson. It's never too late to change. No matter how difficult one situation may seem, everyone deserves a chance to start anew, and sometimes that chance comes from an unexpected place. It reminds us that opportunities for change are always available, even in our later years, as long as we remain open to them. When Lila showed up at John's company to ask for a job, John didn't hesitate to offer her a position as his personal assistant. Although hiring a stranger from the streets seemed risky, John trusted his instincts, which had guided him through many successful ventures in the business world. Lila wasn't just anyone. She had determination, which John recognized. The second lesson here is that everyone has potential, regardless of their past. Sometimes, a simple opportunity can unlock someone's abilities and change their life forever. This is a powerful reminder that every person, no matter their background, can contribute to society and find purpose if given the chance. Lila began working at John's company, and though she lacked corporate experience, her natural ability to learn quickly and solve problems set her apart. Even though she was efficient and focused, she kept a distance from everyone, including John. This isolation was rooted in her painful past, which she wasn't ready to share. Lila's dedication and her ability to spot a critical mistake in financial reports impressed even the most experienced employees. John saw her potential, not just as an employee, but as someone who could bring positive change to the company. This part of the story teaches that efficiency and determination can speak louder than appearances. People are often more concerned with how things look than the real value someone can bring. But Lila proved that her work ethic and intelligence were her strongest assets. This is an important reminder for older adults that we can all contribute, regardless of how the world may perceive us. As Lila continued to excel at her job, her past caught up with her when John discovered an article about her family's financial collapse. Lila, from the once prominent Reed family, had faced immense pressure from her father to marry an investor to save their company. This revelation added complexity to their relationship. Lila's past was filled with pain, loss, and betrayal, yet she had managed to overcome those struggles and start anew. John's reaction to the truth was one of shock and guilt, especially when he realized his own business decisions had indirectly contributed to her family's downfall. Instead of running away from the truth, John chose to confront it head-on. This is a lesson in accountability and facing one's past. Sometimes, our decisions affect others in ways we don't realize, but we can still make amends and work toward a better future. Lila's story and her resilience led John to reassess his own priorities. He realized that life isn't just about business, money, or success. It's about the relationships we build and the impact we have on others. Forgiveness becomes a key theme here, as John acknowledged his past mistakes and sought to make up for them by helping Lila excel in her career. This shift in his mindset is something that anyone, regardless of age, can relate to. We all have the ability to change our ways and seek redemption, even in our later years. It's never too late to reassess our values and take meaningful steps toward healing and growth. The bond between John and Lila deepened as they faced challenges together, including threats from a powerful investor named Raymond Carter, who had been behind the collapse of Lila's family business. John's decision to expose Carter and hold him accountable for his actions was a brave one. He put everything on the line to ensure justice was served. The final lesson is about standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult. John was not only fighting for his own business interests, but for Lila's future and the truth. This fight shows that doing the right thing may come with risks, but it is always worth it. Whether in our personal lives or our communities, we must stand up against injustice and seek the truth, no matter the cost. Throughout their journey, John and Lila's relationship transformed from professional to deeply personal. They grew closer as they faced adversity together. John's admiration for Lila grew into love, and Lila, who had once been deeply distrustful of others, began to open her heart. This relationship proves that true love and connection can emerge from even the most unlikely of circumstances. It's a reminder that we can all find meaningful relationships later in life if we are open to connection, trust, and love. Sometimes, love is not just about romantic relationships, but also about the deep emotional bonds we form with others who truly understand and support us. In the end, Lila and John's story is not just about business, survival, or even love. It's about the power of second chances. Lila was given a chance to rebuild her life, and John was given a chance to redeem himself and find happiness outside of his business empire. Together, they showed that no matter how hard the past may have been, it is always possible to create a brighter future. Second chances, forgiveness, and love are timeless lessons that apply to all ages. For older adults, this story is a powerful reminder that it's never too late to change your life, to forgive, and to find a purpose. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you still have the power to impact others, to make amends for past mistakes, and to create new opportunities for yourself and those around you. Life is full of possibilities, and with courage, determination, and an open heart, we can all make the most of the time we have left. The power of unexpected encounters and transformation in life. Life often surprises us in ways we cannot predict. Sometimes, a simple, seemingly ordinary encounter can change the course of our lives, leading us into paths of transformation, growth, and unexpected relationships. In the story of John Wick, a successful millionaire, and Lila, a homeless woman, we see how fate and courage can shape one's future. This tale of chance, self-discovery, second chances, and profound emotional growth offers life lessons that resonate deeply, especially for older adults who may have lived through many stages of life and are now reflecting on their journeys. John Wick, a well-established millionaire, was attending a social event when he decided to leave early, seeking an escape from the endless speeches. As he walked on foot to meet his driver, John inadvertently turned into an alley, unaware of the danger that lay ahead. This was an unfortunate misstep, for in that alley, 3 men appeared, their eyes filled with opportunism and malice. They immediately began to threaten him, demanding money and valuables. John, though startled, tried to keep his cool. He had faced danger before, but the situation seemed tense. However, just when things seemed hopeless, an unexpected hero appeared. A young woman named Lila, who was homeless, stood at the end of the alley, holding a metal rod. She had lived a hard life, but her determination was clear. When one of the men tried to intimidate her, she boldly threatened them, claiming to have already called the police. The sight of her and the faint sound of sirens, though not truly coming from any police presence, was enough to scare the attackers off. This was a pivotal moment, as Lila not only saved John's life, but she also displayed immense courage despite her circumstances. When John approached her to thank her, Lila insisted she hadn't done it for any form of compensation. Instead, she shared her desire for a new life, one that would offer stability and a fresh start. Although she had no expectations, John, intrigued by her demeanor and courage, offered her a job at his company. This moment in the story highlights a few crucial lessons. First, that courage can be found in the most unexpected places. Lila, despite her position in society, took a stand when it mattered most. It is a powerful reminder that true courage is not defined by wealth, status, or even circumstance, but by the will to act selflessly for the greater good. John, though initially unsure about hiring a stranger, found himself fascinated by Lila's presence and her clear determination. Even more so, he saw in her a potential for change, both in her life and in the company. He understood that second chances can have profound effects, not just on the individual receiving them, but also on the ones offering them. John had the opportunity to be part of something greater by helping someone who had faced so much adversity. By giving Lila a chance to prove herself, John not only changed her life, but also found himself rethinking his own values. This is a vital message for older adults, especially as they reflect on their own life journeys. It's never too late to offer others a chance at redemption and growth. Just as John's decision to hire Lila changed her path, one small decision can often have a ripple effect that can lead to transformation. When Lila accepted the job offer, it was the beginning of a new chapter for both her and John. As Lila began to settle into her new role, she faced skepticism from her colleagues. They questioned her qualifications, her background, and whether she deserved to be there. Despite these prejudices, Lila stood firm. Her determination and efficiency gradually earned her respect, especially when she spotted a major mistake in the company's financial reports and fixed it before anyone else noticed. Lila's journey teaches us that no matter our background, we have the power to make an impact. It reminds us that our worth is not defined by our past, but by the choices we make in the present. For older adults who might have faced personal or professional setbacks, this story encourages them to recognize their value and abilities, no matter what stage of life they are in. As time went on, John's curiosity about Lila deepened. While she showed remarkable skills in the workplace, there was a part of her that remained closed off. Lila's past haunted her, and she was reluctant to share it with anyone. This created a sense of mystery around her, and John's fascination grew. Eventually, he uncovered the truth about her family's downfall. Her once prominent family had lost everything, and her father had tried to use her as a pawn in a business deal that never materialized. This revelation sent shockwaves through both of them, especially John, who realized that his own business decisions had contributed, even indirectly, to her family's destruction. Here, the lesson becomes one of accountability. John didn't shy away from his role in the circumstances that led to Lila's suffering. Instead, he chose to confront the truth. Acknowledging our mistakes, facing our past, and taking responsibility for our actions is one of the most powerful ways we can heal and grow. This act of accountability also demonstrates how growth isn't just about making personal progress, but but also acknowledging how our decisions impact others. As John began to learn more about Lila's past and the suffering she endured, he also took the necessary steps to right the wrongs that had been done, particularly by investigating the businessman responsible for the financial ruin of Lila's family. Forgiveness became another central theme in the story. After learning about the role that Raymond Carter, a powerful investor, played in her family's downfall, Lila wrestled with a deep sense of anger. However, rather than letting her emotions consume her, Lila learned to channel that anger into something productive. John, too, was filled with guilt over his indirect role in her family's collapse. Yet, instead of letting the weight of their past determine their futures, both John and Lila worked together to make things right. Their story shows that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting, it means choosing to move forward. We can acknowledge the wrongs done to us without letting those wrongs define our futures. John, with his deep sense of responsibility and newfound sense of purpose, began to fight for justice, not just for himself, but for Lila, too. He took steps to expose Raymond Carter's fraudulent actions, and, as they gathered evidence, they faced tremendous pressure from Carter's allies. Despite the increasing danger, John remained resolute, deciding that the fight for truth was worth any risk. Lila, who had grown close to John, became his partner in the fight, though she feared for his safety. The situation highlighted the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity. When we see injustice, we must find the courage to confront it, even if the consequences are uncertain. As the tension between John and Carter reached its peak, Lila and John's relationship deepened in ways they had not anticipated. The bond they shared evolved into something more significant, based not just on mutual respect, but also on love and understanding. They supported each other emotionally, and their connection was built on shared values and a desire to create a better life. Lila, who had once felt alone and vulnerable, now found herself in a partnership that was based on trust, support, and love. For older adults, this part of the story carries a profound message. True companionship, built on mutual respect and understanding, can heal even the deepest wounds. Finally, the story emphasizes second chances and the power of transformation. Lila's life was radically altered by the decisions she made and the chances others gave her. Her journey is a testament to the fact that it's never too late to start over, to make amends, or to find love and purpose in life. John, too, underwent a transformation, discovering that life was about more than just business deals and profits. It was about making a positive impact on the world and helping those around you. As we age, it's important to remember that second chances are always possible. Whether it's in relationships, careers, or personal growth, we can all make changes, no matter how late it seems. Through Lila and John's story, we learn that the future is full of possibilities, and it's never too late to create the life we want. By giving others a chance to start over, by taking responsibility for our actions, by forgiving ourselves and others, and by standing up for justice, we can create a better world for ourselves and those we love. For older adults, this is a reminder that life is about more than just surviving, it's about thriving, even in the later years, and building meaningful relationships that can transform not just our lives, but the lives of others around us. The power of second chances and self-discovery, a journey of redemption. Life, as we know it, is full of unexpected turns, challenges, and opportunities. At times, the most unlikely of encounters can lead to transformative changes in our lives, teaching us lessons about resilience, the importance of second chances, and the power of redemption. The story of John Wick, a millionaire businessman, and Lila, a homeless woman who saved his life, is one such tale that offers invaluable insights into how these elements can shape our journeys and how even the most unforeseen encounters can leave a lasting mark on us. John Wick, an accomplished millionaire, was attending an event when he decided to leave early to avoid the dull speeches. As he walked alone through the city, unaware of his surroundings, he unknowingly entered an alley, where he was confronted by three dangerous men. They saw an opportunity in him, a rich man out of place in a dark and ominous alley. The three men threatened John with robbery and violence. In that moment, John was faced with the grim reality of the situation. Yet, just as the situation seemed to spiral out of control, Lila, a homeless woman, appeared out of nowhere. She was a stranger to him, yet she became the very person who would alter the course of his life. Lila, armed with nothing more than a metal rod, confronted the three men, bluffing that she had already called the police. Her boldness and fearlessness in the face of danger stunned the attackers, causing them to retreat. In this moment of crisis, Lila's courage was palpable. Her worn clothes and hardened exterior spoke of a life filled with hardship, but her strength and determination were unmatched. John, realizing the magnitude of her act of bravery, tried to thank her, but Lila, humble and pragmatic, rejected any form of compensation. Instead, she expressed a desire for a new life, a chance to escape the chains of poverty and hardship. She didn't want money. She wanted stability and a fresh start. John, despite his initial skepticism, was deeply intrigued by Lila's presence and what she had done for him. She had not only saved him from danger, but she had also stirred something in him, a desire to help her, a desire to offer her the second chance she so desperately sought. Thus, John extended a hand and offered Lila a job at his company. What followed was a journey that would change both their lives in ways neither could have anticipated. Lila, once a homeless woman with nothing to her name, found herself thrust into a world of corporate power and privilege. It was a world so foreign to her, yet one she was determined to adapt to. As Lila started her new job, she faced an uphill battle. The people around her in John's company were skeptical and dismissive of her. They saw her as an outsider, someone who didn't belong in such a prestigious environment. However, Lila was undeterred. She was determined to prove herself. She worked tirelessly, adapting quickly to her new role, learning the ins and outs of the business world, and eventually gaining the respect of her colleagues. She even saved the company from a critical mistake in the financial reports, a move that cemented her value and demonstrated her innate intelligence and attention to detail. Lila's journey taught John a powerful lesson about resilience and the ability to grow from adversity. Despite her humble beginnings and the prejudice she faced, Lila was proving herself capable of more than anyone had given her credit for. No matter the circumstances of our past, we all have the potential for growth and transformation if we are given the right opportunities. However, as Lila's success grew, so did the mystery surrounding her. She remained closed off, reluctant to share her past, a past that was full of pain and betrayal. It was only when John began to investigate her background that the full extent of her past came to light. Lila came from a once wealthy family that had fallen into financial ruin. Her father, in an attempt to save the family's crumbling empire, had attempted to marry her off to a wealthy investor, using her as a pawn to secure the company's future. This devastating revelation left John in shock, especially when he realized that one of his business decisions had indirectly played a part in her family's downfall. This moment marked a significant turning point in John's understanding of the complexities of life. We are all shaped by the choices we make, and sometimes those choices have unintended consequences that can affect others in ways we may never fully comprehend. John's role in Lila's family's downfall was a harsh lesson in accountability. Taking responsibility for the impact of our actions, especially when they hurt others, is a difficult but necessary step toward personal growth and healing. This was a crucial lesson for John, and it was one that would shape his decisions in the future. As John learned more about Lila's past, the sense of guilt and responsibility began to weigh heavily on him. He couldn't help but feel a deep sense of remorse for his indirect involvement in the destruction of her family. But instead of letting guilt paralyze him, he took action. John began investigating the man responsible for her family's financial ruin, Raymond Carter, a powerful investor who had used deceit and manipulation to secure his own profits at the expense of others. John, with Lila's support, used his influence and connections to expose Carter's actions, determined to right the wrongs that had been done. But this came at a personal cost. As John's investigation into Raymond Carter deepened, The threats against him and Lila escalated. Carter, sensing that his empire was crumbling, tried to intimidate John into backing down, but John was resolute. The lesson here is about standing up for what is right, even when the odds seem insurmountable. Sometimes, doing the right thing comes with risks, but it is the only path that leads to true redemption. Throughout their journey, the bond between John and Lila grew stronger. What began as a professional relationship blossomed into something deeper, something more personal. As they worked together to expose Raymond Carter, John began to see Lila not just as a person in need of help, but as someone he genuinely cared about. Love, respect, and mutual understanding became the foundation of their relationship, and it was through this partnership that they both found healing. Lila, who had once been hardened by life's hardships, began to soften, and she learned to trust again. John, on the other hand, began to see life not through the lens of power and money, but through the lens of human connection and purpose. The story of John and Lila also highlights the importance of forgiveness, both forgiving others and forgiving ourselves. Forgiveness does not mean excusing the wrongs that have been done, but it means choosing to release the burden of resentment and anger in order to move forward. As John and Lila worked through the pain of the past, they both learned the power of forgiveness. John, in particular, had to learn to forgive himself for his role in Lila's family's destruction. It was only through this act of self-forgiveness that he was able to truly move forward and make amends for the mistakes he had made. As the story reached its climax, John and Lila found themselves at a crossroads. The choices they made in those final moments would determine not just their future, but also the future of the people they cared about. In the end, their pursuit of justice and truth paid off. Raymond Carter was exposed for his corrupt practices, and his empire came crashing down. For John and Lila, this was not just a victory in a business sense, but a victory over the past that had haunted them both for so long. It was a triumph of redemption and the power of second chances. Ultimately, this story is a testament to the transformative power of compassion, second chances, and the courage to confront the past. It reminds us that no matter where we come from or the mistakes we have made, there's always the potential for change, for growth, and for creating a better future. John and Lila's journey teaches us that true success in life is not measured by wealth or status, but by the relationships we build, the forgiveness we offer, and the positive impact we make on the world around us. For older adults, especially, this story serves as a powerful reminder that it is never too late to make a difference, to heal from the wounds of the past, and to build a future that is full of purpose, love, and redemption. Every day presents an opportunity for self-discovery and transformation, and no matter the challenges we face, we all have the capacity to create meaningful change in our lives and the lives of others. The power of redemption, second chances, and the importance of human connection. Life is full of unexpected moments, and often, the most unassuming encounters are the ones that change our lives forever. Such is the case with John Wick, a millionaire businessman, and Lila, a homeless woman who saved his life, and in doing so, sparked a series of events that would not only transform her own life, but also teach John profound lessons about redemption, the power of second chances, and the importance of human connection. Their journey together is a reminder that, regardless of our backgrounds, the capacity to change and grow is something that we all share. It is in these moments of unexpected connection that we truly learn what matters most in life. The story begins when John Wick, a successful millionaire, attends a lavish event. Growing weary of the dull speeches, he decides to leave early. As he walks alone through the city, he unknowingly enters a dark alley, finding himself surrounded by three men who have ill intentions. They see an easy target in John, a rich man, out of place in such a dangerous area. The men demand his wallet, watch, and money. In a split second, John realizes that he's in a precarious situation. But before he can even think of how to respond, Lila, a homeless woman, appears at the end of the alley, standing firm against the three men with a metal rod in hand. Despite her worn-out clothes and rugged appearance, She exudes strength and resolve. Lila, unafraid, warns the attackers that the police are on their way, forcing the men to hesitate. Though she doesn't even own a phone, the attackers, unsure of what to believe, decide to retreat, leaving John unharmed. In that moment, Lila saves John's life without asking for anything in return. When John thanks her, she responds with humility, saying there is no need for gratitude, and simply advises him to be more careful in the future. Her courage and selflessness in the face of danger are remarkable. Her actions spark something inside John, a mix of gratitude and curiosity. What makes Lila stand out in this moment isn't just that she saved John's life. It's that she did so without any desire for compensation or acknowledgement. She didn't see herself as a hero, nor did she seek any form of validation. Instead, she simply did what she thought was right. This selflessness is a stark contrast to the world John inhabits, a world where wealth, status, and power often define one's worth. This encounter with Lila forces John to reassess his life, his beliefs, and his priorities. The message here is clear. Selflessness and kindness don't come with a price tag, and true heroism can be found in the most unexpected places. The impact of Lila's actions stays with John, and he can't help but think about her over the next few days. During this time, Lila, too, has her own struggles, grappling with the harsh realities of her life on the streets. Despite her circumstances, she holds on to the dream of starting over, of building a better life. She carries with her the weight of a past full of pain, rejection, and loss, but she doesn't give up. One day, Lila finds herself walking into John's office, seeking help. With hesitance, she asks for a job, stating that she needs stability to build a new life. John, moved by her request and the realization of how extraordinary her courage is, offers her an offer to work as his personal assistant. Lila accepts the job, but the transition is far from easy. She walks into a world that is unfamiliar, even intimidating. She is met with skepticism and judgment from her new colleagues, many of whom view her with disdain because of her past. But Lila isn't deterred. She is determined to prove herself, and in doing so, she quickly demonstrates her ability to learn, adapt, and excel in her role. Her quiet but strong demeanor, combined with her sharp mind and keen attention to detail, set her apart. Despite facing prejudice from her co-workers, Lila's work ethic and intelligence earn her respect, and she becomes a key player in the company. This period of Lila's life is crucial not only because it marks the beginning of her professional journey, but also because it serves as a powerful reminder of the value of resilience and the strength of the human spirit. Even when we are judged by others for things beyond our control, it is our actions, our perseverance, and our commitment to our goals that define who we are. Lila's story is a testament to the fact that everyone, regardless of their background, has the potential to achieve greatness if given the opportunity. As Lila grows in her new role, she begins to open up to John, sharing bits and pieces of her past. John learns that Lila comes from a once wealthy family that fell into financial ruin. Her father, in his desperate attempt to save the family business, arranged for her to be married to an influential investor, using her as a pawn to secure the company's future. This revelation shatters John, particularly when he learns that one of his own business decisions played a part in the collapse of her family's fortunes. This is a key moment in the story, a moment where John is forced to confront the consequences of his own actions and to take responsibility for the impact they had on Lila's life. John's guilt is palpable, but instead of retreating into shame, he decides to act. He begins to investigate the investor responsible for the financial ruin of Lila's family, Raymond Carter. Through his own resources and connections, John uncovers evidence of Carter's corrupt practices, and he vows to expose him for the damage he caused, not only to Lila, but to countless others. This decision to right a wrong, to seek justice for Lila and others affected by Carter's actions, is an example of how one man's pursuit of redemption can have a profound ripple effect on the lives of others. However, as John digs deeper into Carter's involvement, the threats against him and Lila grow more intense. Carter, sensing his empire crumbling, resorts to intimidation tactics, attempting to scare John into backing down. But John, resolute in his commitment to exposing the truth, does not falter. This illustrates another important lesson. Standing up for what is right is never easy, but it is always worth it. Sometimes, the path to justice is fraught with danger and adversity, but in the end, it is our integrity and courage that shape the course of our lives. The risks that John and Lila take in their quest for justice culminate in a tense confrontation with Carter. Despite the imminent danger, John and Lila's bond grows stronger, and their connection deepens. The challenges they face, the danger they endure, and the trust they place in one another create a foundation for a relationship built on mutual respect and shared purpose. Through these experiences, John learns not only about the importance of justice and accountability, but also about the power of human connection and the healing it brings. The story reinforces the idea that no matter how dark or difficult the past may be, it is never too late for change, and that we are never alone in our struggles. Through their journey, John and Lila's relationship blossoms from a professional one into a deeper, more personal connection. They support one another through their respective healing processes, and as they work together to right the wrongs of the past, they come to realize that they are stronger together than apart. John, who had once been disconnected from his own humanity, begins to see the world through the lens of compassion and connection, while Lila, who had once closed herself off to the possibility of love and trust, begins to open her heart to the future. In the final moments of the story, as they face the end of their battle with Raymond Carter, John and Lila reflect on how far they have come. What began as a chance encounter in an alley has turned into a partnership built on trust, redemption, and the pursuit of justice. Their journey serves as a powerful reminder that, no matter where we start, it is never too late to rewrite our story, to make amends for past mistakes, and to build a future that reflects the person we are capable of becoming. Ultimately, this story is about the power of second chances, the transformative effect of human connection, and a healing that comes from facing our past and making things right. It teaches us that we all have the ability to change, no matter our age, our background, or the mistakes we have made. And it reminds us that it is through love, kindness, and integrity that we can truly make a difference in our own lives and the lives of those around us. For older adults, particularly, this story is a profound reminder that it is never too late to start over, to seek redemption, and to find meaningful connections that can shape the rest of your life. Life may throw challenges and obstacles in our path, but it is in the way we face those challenges that we find the true meaning of life. Every day is a new opportunity to make a positive change, to heal from past wounds, and to build a future that is filled with hope, love, and purpose. The power of redemption, a journey of growth and transformation. In life, we all experience moments of unexpected change, times when we encounter someone or something that shifts the course of our path. These moments can shape us in ways we never imagined. The story of John Wick and Lila, a millionaire businessman and a homeless woman, is a powerful tale of redemption, second chances, and human connection. It is a story that speaks to the transformative power of kindness, the strength of perseverance, and the profound impact that even the smallest actions can have on our lives. Through their unlikely encounter, both John and Lila embark on a journey of self-discovery, healing, and ultimately, a deep connection that transcends their pasts. The story begins when John Wick, a wealthy and successful millionaire, decides to leave an event early, seeking to escape the monotony of long speeches. Walking through the city, he unknowingly finds himself in a dark alley, and within moments, he is surrounded by three men with ill intentions. These men, recognizing John as a rich target, demand his money, watch, and wallet. As they close in on him, John realizes that he is in immediate danger. His heart races as the situation escalates, and it becomes clear that the men are not there for a friendly conversation. Just as things are about to take a dangerous turn, a young woman named Lila, who has lived on the streets, steps into the alley. She holds a metal rod and confronts the attackers with a steady voice, warning them that the police are on their way. Although Lila doesn't have a phone, the attackers hesitate at the mention of the police. Her determination and unwavering confidence, despite her worn-out appearance, cause the men to back off. They retreat into the shadows, muttering threats, but Lila's intervention saves John's life. This moment is a stark contrast to the world John inhabits, a world where wealth and status often define one's worth. Lila, however, shows him a different reality. She is not interested in recognition or reward. She simply does what she believes is right. Her actions leave a lasting impression on John. He feels an unexpected curiosity about her, and despite his initial desire to brush off the encounter, he finds himself thinking about her over the next few days. Lila's act of heroism reveals a powerful message, that sometimes true courage comes from unexpected places. It doesn't come with a price tag or a need for validation. It's often found in those who have little, yet give everything they have. Lila's willingness to help, even at great risk to herself, highlights the importance of compassion, even in a world that can often feel cold and indifferent. Her selflessness serves as a reminder that we all have the ability to make a difference, regardless of our circumstances or background. 2 days later, Lila reappears in John's life, seeking his help. She walks into his office, asking for a job. She admits that she doesn't have much to offer, but she needs stability to rebuild her life. John, moved by her request and the memory of how she saved him, offers her a position as his personal assistant. Lila accepts the job, but the transition isn't easy. She walks into a corporate world that feels alien to her, where appearances and professional pedigrees often determine one's worth. Her colleagues are skeptical of her presence, and some even openly disdain her. Despite these challenges, Lila stays focused on her goal. She doesn't let their judgment deter her. She works diligently, quickly proving herself to be intelligent, resourceful, and efficient. What makes Lila stand out is not just her work ethic, but her quiet resilience. She refuses to be defined by her past, and she embraces the opportunity to grow and change. She may have come from a life of hardship and rejection, but she isn't willing to let those experiences determine her future. In doing so, she teaches John an important lesson, that it is never too late to start over, no matter how difficult our past may be. Life is full of challenges, but it's how we face those challenges that truly defines us. As Lila settles into her new role, she begins to open up to John, sharing pieces of her past. She reveals that her family once lived in luxury, but their fortune was lost due to bad decisions and mismanagement. Her father, in a desperate attempt to salvage the family business, arranged for her to marry an influential investor, using her as a pawn to secure the company's future. This revelation shocks John, especially when he learns that one of his own business decisions contributed to her family's downfall. In this moment, John is confronted with the harsh realities of the choices he made in his career, and he must face the consequences of his actions. This marks a turning point in John's character development. He begins to reflect on his own past, realizing that success and wealth are not the only things that matter in life. He must now figure out how to make amends and right the wrongs of the past. This moment of realization is one of the key lessons in the story. It teaches us that true growth and redemption come from facing our mistakes head-on, taking responsibility for them, and seeking ways to make things right. We may not be able to undo the past, but we can always choose to act differently moving forward. John's willingness to take responsibility for his part in Lila's family's collapse shows that redemption is possible and that we all have the power to change, regardless of our past mistakes. Determined to make amends, John begins an investigation into Raymond Carter, the investor responsible for his company's involvement in the financial collapse of Lila's family. He uncovers evidence of Carter's unethical business practices and vows to expose him. But as John delves deeper into the case, the threats against him and Lila escalate. Carter, feeling cornered, begins to use intimidation tactics to try to stop them. But John remains steadfast in his resolve. This is another powerful lesson from the story. Standing up for what is right, no matter the consequences, is a true test of character. As the tension between John, Lila, and Carter grows, it becomes clear that their fight is not just about business. It is about justice. John and Lila are willing to risk everything, even their lives, to ensure that Carter's actions are exposed. But despite the danger they face, they grow closer, their bond deepening as they support each other through the struggles. Their relationship transforms from one of employer and employee to one of true partnership, built on trust, shared purpose, and mutual respect. The climax of the story comes when John and Lila confront Carter with everything they have uncovered coming to light. Despite the dangers and threats, they push forward, determined to see justice done. The strength they gain from their bond, and from the love and respect they have for each other, becomes the driving force behind their actions. Their journey serves as a reminder that, when we face life's challenges, we are often stronger together than we are alone. Whether it's through friendship, love, or partnership, it is our connections with others that give us the strength to overcome even the most difficult obstacles. In the end, Carter is exposed for his corrupt actions, and justice is served. But the real victory is not just the triumph over a powerful adversary. It is the personal transformation that both John and Lila undergo throughout their journey. They have both learned valuable lessons about redemption, forgiveness, and the importance of human connection. They have discovered that life is not just about money, power, or success, but about the people we meet, the relationships we build, and the positive impact we have on the world around us. The story of John and Lila is a testament to the power of second chances. It shows that no matter how lost we may feel, or how far we may have fallen, there is always an opportunity to change, to grow, and to start over. It teaches us that, no matter our age or background, we are all capable of transformation and redemption. The key lies in our willingness to embrace change, to learn from our mistakes, and to open our hearts to the possibilities that lie ahead. For older adults, especially, this story offers a powerful reminder that it is never too late to make a change. Life may have thrown challenges their way, but they still have the power to shape their future. Whether it's a new relationship, a career change, or a personal goal, it's never too late to pursue what brings joy and meaning to one's life. Just as John and Lila found hope and purpose in each other, so too can we all find new paths to growth and fulfillment, no matter where we are in life. The story of John and Lila serves as a beautiful reminder that, no matter how difficult our past may have been, it is always possible to move forward, to heal, and to make a positive impact on the world around us. It is through love, kindness, and compassion that we create lasting change both in our own lives and in the lives of others. The transformative power of unexpected encounters and second chances. In life, it is often the most unexpected encounters that have the potential to bring about profound change. The story of John Wick, a millionaire businessman, and Lila, a homeless woman, serves as a powerful reminder that true transformation can arise from moments of crisis, compassion, and vulnerability. What begins as a chance meeting in a dark alley quickly evolves into a journey of self-discovery, redemption, and personal growth. Through their unlikely relationship, both John and Lila find themselves confronting their pasts, learning to forgive, and ultimately discovering the power of second chances. This is a story about healing, understanding, and the profound impact that human connection can have in reshaping lives. The narrative unfolds when John Wick, a successful and wealthy millionaire, finds himself in a precarious situation one evening. At an event that he's grown tired of, John decides to leave early to avoid the mundane speeches. Walking through the city, he absent-mindedly turns down a wrong alley and is soon confronted by three men who clearly mean him harm. They demand his money, his wallet, and his watch, and as they move closer, it becomes apparent that they are not there for any polite conversation. The situation is tense, and John realizes that his only hope of escape lies in keeping his cool and figuring out a way to get out of it unharmed. Just as things look grim, A woman named Lila steps into the alley, holding a metal rod and displaying an unshakable confidence. Despite her appearance, marked by the harshness of life on the streets, Lila's presence immediately shifts the balance of the situation. When the men try to intimidate her, she takes quick action, using the rod to strike one of the men and warning the others that the police are on their way. The men, sensing the rising danger of their situation, hesitate. The leader of the group, though clearly unwilling to back down, orders the others to leave, muttering threats as they disappear into the shadows. Lila's intervention saves John's life, and in that moment, a deep sense of gratitude and curiosity fills him. What happens next is an exploration of the transformative power of human interaction. John is deeply moved by Lila's actions, but he's also intrigued by her character. Despite her difficult circumstances, Lila's courage and self-assurance stand out as qualities John has not encountered in his usual world of wealth and privilege. This encounter teaches us that sometimes the most profound acts of kindness and bravery come from those who have the least to give. Lila's actions speak volumes about the nature of selflessness and the strength found in unlikely places. In this encounter, John learns that there is more to a person than their social status or material wealth. It is their actions, their integrity, and their humanity that truly define them. Though Lila doesn't accept John's offer of a reward, she leaves him with a piece of advice: be more careful where you walk. But John, still grappling with the meaning of this encounter, can't shake the thought of her. He offers her his business card and tells her to call if she ever needs help. Little does he know, this simple exchange will set in motion a series of events that will change both their lives in ways they could never have predicted. 2 days later, Lila shows up at John's office, asking for his help. She has heard the offer he made and now seeks stability through employment. She requests a job, anything that can help her start over. John, taken aback by her boldness, offers her a position as his personal assistant, which she accepts. The idea of hiring someone with no formal experience, especially a woman with a past like Lila's, might seem risky to many, but John follows his instincts. This moment marks the beginning of a significant shift in John's life, a shift from the pursuit of wealth to the understanding of what truly matters. Through Lila, he learns the value of giving someone a chance, no matter their past. Lila's presence in the corporate world is met with skepticism and prejudice. She faces disdainful glances, whispers, and assumptions about her character from her colleagues. Yet, she remains focused on her task. Lila's determination, despite her lack of experience, becomes evident. Her story illustrates how perseverance and self-belief can help us overcome the obstacles that others place in our way. Rather than cowering in the face of judgment, Lila uses it as fuel to prove herself. She demonstrates an incredible work ethic, quickly mastering the tasks assigned to her. She becomes invaluable to John's company, contributing insights and correcting mistakes that no one else notices. Through this, we learn that resilience in the face of adversity can turn the odds in our favor. As John observes Lila's work and interacts with her, he begins to sense that there is more to her than meets the eye. She is quiet, reserved, and somewhat distant, yet there is a depth to her character that he can't quite place. Over time, Lila opens up to John about her past. She shares the painful story of how her family's wealth and status crumbled, leading her father to arrange a marriage for her in an attempt to salvage their business. This revelation hits John hard, especially when he learns that one of his own business decisions played a role in her family's financial downfall. This moment highlights the profound impact that our actions, both big and small, can have on the lives of others. John's realization forces him to confront his own role in the world, understanding that his success was built on decisions that had unintended consequences for others. John's journey from a man consumed by wealth and business to someone seeking redemption and growth is a pivotal aspect of the story. He realizes that he can't undo the past, but he can learn from it and strive to make things right. This lesson teaches us the importance of accountability not just to others, but to ourselves. John's willingness to confront his past mistakes, including the impact they had on Lila, is an essential step in his transformation. Through this, he begins to see life from a new perspective, one that prioritizes human connections, empathy, and the courage to change. Determined to make amends, John begins to investigate Raymond Carter, the investor responsible for his company's involvement in the financial collapse of Lila's family. As John uncovers more information about Carter's corrupt business practices, he finds himself facing a moral dilemma. The threats against him and Lila intensify, yet John refuses to back down. He remains resolute in his pursuit of justice. This demonstrates the power of perseverance, even when faced with intimidation and danger. It's a reminder that standing up for what is right is not always easy, but is often necessary for our personal integrity. As the investigation into Carter deepens, John and Lila grow closer. Their bond, initially built on an unlikely encounter and a shared struggle, becomes a source of strength for both of them. Their relationship evolves from one of employer and employee to one of true partnership. Through their connection, they learn that love and trust can emerge from the most unexpected places, and that vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness. When the final confrontation with Carter comes, it is not just a victory for John and Lila, but a testament to the power of personal growth and redemption. John's willingness to change, to confront his past mistakes, and to fight for justice is what leads to Carter's eventual exposure. But the victory is bittersweet. While Carter is defeated, John and Lila must also confront the risks and sacrifices they have made along the way. This highlights the idea that change comes with both rewards and consequences. In the end, Carter is brought to justice, and John and Lila find peace. But their journey doesn't end there. Lila, who once lived on the streets, begins a new chapter in her life. With John's support, she opens a shelter for the homeless, using her experience to help others who are struggling. This decision marks the culmination of her own transformation from someone who had nothing to offer to someone who is now giving back to her community. This shows that transformation isn't just about personal growth. It's about using our experiences to make a difference in the world around us. John and Lila's story is a powerful reminder that life is full of second chances. It's a story of how two people from vastly different backgrounds can come together and help each other grow. It teaches us that no matter our past, no matter the mistakes we've made, we can always choose to change. We have the power to heal, to forgive, and to build new lives that are defined not by our circumstances, but by our actions, our relationships, and our capacity for love. For older adults, especially, this story offers a profound message of hope. It reminds us that it is never too late to make a change, to seek redemption, and to find new purpose. Whether it's through new relationships, giving back to the community, or simply embracing a new way of thinking, we all have the power to change our lives at any stage. Life is a journey of continual growth, and as long as we are open to transformation, there's always the potential for new beginnings. In conclusion, the story of John and Lila is not just a tale of redemption. It is a reflection of the human spirit's ability to evolve, to overcome, and to connect. It teaches us the importance of kindness, perseverance, and the courage to confront our mistakes. Ultimately, it is through our connections with others and our willingness to grow that we find the true meaning of life. The journey of transformation, from a millionaire's arrogance to a life of purpose and redemption. Life is full of unexpected encounters that, at first glance, may seem trivial or inconsequential, but in reality, they have the potential to change the course of our lives forever. The story of John Wick, a successful millionaire businessman, and Lila, a homeless woman with a complex past, is one such tale. Their unlikely encounter in a dark alley begins a journey of profound change, self-reflection, and redemption for both of them. Through their relationship, both John and Lila learn invaluable lessons about compassion, the impact of their actions, and the power of second chances. This story isn't just about a businessman and a homeless woman. It is a tale about healing, growth, forgiveness, and the deep human connections that help us discover who we truly are. It all begins with John Wick, a millionaire attending a business event. Bored with the event's long, drawn-out speeches, John decides to leave early and walk to meet his driver. However, as he walks through the city streets, he absent-mindedly turns into a dark alley, unknowingly walking right into danger. Three men emerge from the shadows, and it quickly becomes clear that they intend to rob him. The situation is tense, and John realizes that he is in serious trouble. He tries to remain calm, but the men grow increasingly aggressive. As they close in on him, John realizes he has no way out unless something drastic happens. Just as the situation appears to spiral out of control, a woman appears at the end of the alley. Lila, a homeless woman, stands there holding a metal rod, her stance confident and unwavering. Despite her ragged appearance, Lila's presence immediately shifts the power dynamic. She boldly confronts the attackers and tells them the police are on their way. The men, clearly startled by her sudden intervention, hesitate and begin to back off. In an unexpected turn, they decide to flee, muttering threats as they disappear into the night. Lila's swift actions save John's life, and he is left standing in awe of her bravery. As John catches his breath, he thanks Lila for saving him. She, however, brushes off his gratitude, telling him it wasn't necessary and advising him to be more careful in the future. She doesn't accept any payment or reward, but something about her intrigues John. He offers her his business card, telling her that if she ever needs help, she can reach out to him. Lila hesitates before accepting the card, slipping it into her pocket with a knowing smile, and disappears into the night. At this moment, we learn a profound lesson about selflessness. Lila didn't act out of a desire for material gain. Instead, she acted because she saw someone in need and chose to help, without any expectation of return. This act of kindness, especially from someone who had so little herself, speaks volumes about the inherent goodness in people, regardless of their circumstances. Over the next few days, John can't shake the memory of Lila and the extraordinary way she stepped in to help him. He feels a strange connection to her, something deeper than just a chance encounter. In a surprising turn of events, Lila shows up at John's office. She admits that she has come because she needs a job, anything to help her get back on her feet. She tells John that she hasn't been able to escape her past and is desperate for a fresh start. This moment marks a pivotal shift in the narrative, as John, who had previously seen people only through the lens of money and status, begins to see the value in offering someone a second chance. John is initially taken aback. Hiring a homeless woman with no formal work experience seems risky. However, he is moved by her determination and courage. This moment reveals an important lesson about the power of intuition and the ability to see potential in others, even when the world may dismiss them. John offers Lila a job as his personal assistant, confident that her strength of character will compensate for her lack of experience. In doing so, John begins to learn the importance of seeing beyond appearances and recognizing the worth in people that others might overlook. As Lila begins her new role at John's company, her colleagues are skeptical of her abilities. She faces judgment from many who question how she ended up in such a prestigious position. Yet, rather than being disheartened, Lila proves herself through hard work, precision, and a willingness to learn. In this phase of the story, we are reminded of the value of perseverance and resilience. Despite the challenges she faces, Lila rises to the occasion, impressing even the most experienced members of the team with her insights and attention to detail. She isn't intimidated by the prejudice of others, and instead, her determination shines through, showing that anyone, regardless of their background, has the potential to succeed if given the right opportunities. John, who has been observing Lila's progress, is impressed by her natural ability and efficiency. However, he also senses that there is something more to her than she is willing to share. This part of the story illustrates the importance of vulnerability. As John's curiosity about Lila grows, he learns more about her troubled past. Lila reveals that her family, once wealthy and influential, lost everything due to a financial scandal involving one of John's own companies. This revelation shakes John to his core, forcing him to confront the consequences of his past decisions. The discovery that John's company played a role in the downfall of Lila's family leads to a turning point in the story. John, who has spent much of his life focused solely on success and profit, is forced to grapple with the impact his decisions have had on others. This lesson in accountability is one that resonates deeply with older adults, reminding us all that our actions, especially in positions of power, can have far-reaching consequences. The realization that he may have contributed, even unknowingly, to Lila's suffering stirs a deep sense of guilt within him. For the first time, John begins to question the meaning of success and whether it is worth sacrificing relationships and personal integrity in pursuit of wealth. As John and Lila's relationship deepens, they begin to open up to each other in ways that neither of them anticipated. John begins to understand the true value of human connection, not as a means to an end, but as something intrinsically important. Lila, on the other hand, begins to find healing as she builds a new life with John's support. Through their growing connection, we learn that love and trust are not just the results of chance encounters, they're the product of shared vulnerability and mutual respect. This is a key lesson for older adults who may have seen relationships evolve in many different forms over the years, emphasizing the importance of emotional connection, forgiveness, and the capacity to start anew at any stage in life. In the next phase of the story, John becomes increasingly determined to right the wrongs of his past. He delves into his company's past dealings, uncovering evidence of corruption and exploitation at the hands of Raymond Carter, an investor who played a significant role in Lila's family's financial ruin. This reveals an important lesson about integrity. Despite the risks and threats from Carter's camp, John resolves to expose the truth. He takes steps to ensure that Carter is held accountable for his actions, even if it means confronting the darker side of his own business practices. His determination to make things right shows the power of taking responsibility for one's actions and working to repair the damage caused. As John and Lila's investigation into Carter progresses, they face escalating threats and intimidation. However, their bond grows stronger as they confront these dangers together. This illustrates the power of unity and the importance of having someone by your side during difficult times. Through their shared struggle, they find strength not just in each other's company, but also in the knowledge that they are fighting for justice, not just for themselves, but for others who have been wronged. When the final confrontation with Carter arrives, it is not just about bringing him to justice, it is about reclaiming control over their own lives. With Carter's empire crumbling, John and Lila find peace knowing that they have confronted the past and emerged stronger. For older adults, this aspect of the story speaks to the importance of finding closure, whether in relationships, career, or personal struggles. It's a reminder that it is never too late to make amends and find a sense of fulfillment in life's later years. In the aftermath of the showdown with Carter, Lila decides to give back to her community by opening a shelter for the homeless. This decision marks a key moment in her journey. Her transformation from a woman struggling to survive on the streets to someone who is now helping others is a powerful reminder of the capacity for growth and change at any age. Through her new role, Lila not only finds healing for herself, but also brings hope to others who are experiencing the same hardships she once faced. As John and Lila move forward in their lives, they continue to work together to build a better future, not just for themselves, but for others. Their love grows deeper as they navigate life's challenges, and together, they find a sense of peace and purpose that they had long been searching for. In the end, their story serves as a profound reminder that no matter where we come from or what we've been through, we all have the power to transform our lives. This story of John and Lila's journey teaches us that it is never too late to change, to seek redemption, and to find meaning in our lives. Whether through unexpected encounters or facing the consequences of our past decisions, we are always capable of growth, forgiveness, and creating a brighter future. For older adults, the story highlights the importance of second chances, human connection, and the transformative power of love and empathy. It reminds us that our past does not define us. It is our actions, our choices, and our willingness to change that determine the course of our lives. The journey of redemption and transformation. A millionaire's path to self-discovery. Life has a funny way of showing us that even the most seemingly insignificant encounters can have profound effects on our journey. It is these encounters that often reveal deeper truths about ourselves, our values, and our capacity for change. In the story of John Wick, a successful millionaire businessman, and Lila, a homeless woman, we see how an unexpected meeting in a dark alley shifts both of their lives forever. What starts as a simple act of courage and selflessness turns into a transformative journey filled with redemption, self-reflection, and a deeper understanding of the complexities of life. The story begins with John Wick, a wealthy businessman who is attending an event he finds mundane and tiresome. He decides to leave early, hoping to avoid the long speeches, and walks to meet his driver. Unbeknownst to him, this small decision to step off the beaten path leads him into a dark alley where he encounters danger. As he turns the corner, 3 men appear, ready to rob him. John, fully aware that he is at their mercy, tries to stay calm and take control of the situation. He asks them what they want, attempting to reason with them and prevent an escalation. However, the situation grows increasingly tense, and it becomes clear that they are not just interested in a quick robbery, they are willing to do whatever it takes to get what they want. At this moment of danger, something unexpected happens. A woman appears at the end of the alley. She is Lila, a homeless woman who has clearly seen hardship in her life. Holding a metal rod, she steps into the confrontation and boldly tells the attackers that the police are on their way. The men, startled and unsure of whether they can trust her words, hesitate. Lila's presence is enough to make them reconsider, and ultimately, they decide to leave. The scene ends with the men retreating into the shadows, and John is left standing in the alley, breathless and amazed by what just occurred. He looks at Lila, trying to comprehend what just happened, and thanks her for saving his life. Lila, however, brushes off his gratitude, telling him that it was no big deal and that he should be more careful next time. In this first encounter, Lila shows us a profound lesson in selflessness and courage. Despite her own difficult circumstances, she steps in to protect someone she doesn't even know. Lila's act of kindness is not driven by a desire for reward or recognition. It is motivated by her innate sense of what is right. She doesn't need to receive anything in return, yet she risks her safety for the sake of someone else. In a world where people are often motivated by self-interest, Lila's actions remind us of the power of compassion and the importance of stepping up for others, even when it's not convenient. After the encounter, John's curiosity about Lila lingers. He wonders who she is and why she was in that alley. The next day, to his surprise, Lila shows up at his office, asking for help. She explains that she needs a job away to start over and leave her past behind. She doesn't ask for money or charity, but simply for an opportunity. John, initially hesitant, offers her a position as his personal assistant. This is a pivotal moment for both characters. It marks the beginning of John's journey of transformation. Here, John chooses to look beyond Lila's appearance and circumstances, recognizing in her a person with potential, courage, and resilience. It's a bold decision for a businessman like John, someone used to dealing with people based on their status and wealth. But in offering Lila this chance, John learns a valuable lesson about human connection and the importance of second chances. As Lila begins her work at John's company, she faces prejudice and skepticism from her colleagues. They question her qualifications and wonder how someone like her could have gotten a position like this. Yet, Lila does not let their judgments affect her. She is determined to prove herself, and soon, her work ethic, attention to detail, and ability to learn quickly become evident. She impresses even the most seasoned employees with her sharp insights and keen observations. This part of the story teaches us the value of perseverance and determination. Lila, despite having little to no experience in the corporate world, excels because she refuses to be defined by her past or the opinions of others. Her actions remind us that success is not determined by one's starting point in life, but by their willingness to put in the effort and rise above adversity. However, as Lila begins to thrive in her new role, John starts to sense that there is more to her story than she is willing to share. He becomes increasingly curious about her past, especially when he begins to piece together clues that suggest she is hiding something important. His curiosity leads him to uncover the truth. Lila's family, once wealthy and influential, had fallen into financial ruin due to a scandal involving one of John's companies. This revelation is a turning point in the story. John, who had always prided himself on his business acumen and his ability to make tough decisions, is faced with the realization that his own actions may have directly contributed to the suffering of Lila and her family. This moment forces John to confront the consequences of his decisions. For the first time in his life, John is faced with the reality that the choices he made in the name of business had real-life consequences, consequences that affected people in ways he never imagined. This revelation challenges John's understanding of success and money. He begins to question whether all his wealth and accomplishments are worth the harm they may have caused others. It is in this moment that John begins to reflect on the true meaning of success. Is it merely about financial gain, or is there more to life than just accumulating wealth? This internal struggle and self-reflection mark the beginning of John's redemption. The discovery that John's actions may have played a role in Lila's family's downfall creates a sense of guilt in him, but it also motivates him to make things right. John begins to use his influence to investigate the financial dealings that led to Lila's family's ruin. This part of the story highlights the importance of accountability. John is not willing to ignore his role in the past, and he takes proactive steps to expose the wrongdoing and correct the mistakes that were made. This is a powerful lesson for all of us, reminding us that it is never too late to take responsibility for our actions and work to repair the damage we have caused. As John delves deeper into his investigation, he uncovers evidence that the businessman who played a pivotal role in Lila's family's downfall, Raymond Carter, manipulated financial records to protect his own interests. John's investigation reveals that Carter had been responsible for some of the most unethical practices that caused so much harm. This moment serves as a reminder that integrity is not just about doing the right thing. When it's easy, it's about standing up for what's right, even when it's difficult. John's pursuit of justice for Lila's family shows that doing the right thing often requires courage, especially when powerful people and systems are involved. As the investigation progresses, John and Lila find themselves facing mounting threats from Carter's camp. Carter's attempts to intimidate them only strengthen their resolve. Together, they confront these challenges, and their bond grows even deeper. They realize that they are not just fighting for justice, they are fighting for their own sense of peace and redemption. This is a key lesson for all of us. In life, we often face situations that seem insurmountable, but when we have someone by our side who shares our values and our sense of purpose, we are capable of overcoming even the greatest obstacles. Finally, after much hardship, John and Lila succeed in bringing Carter to justice. The exposure of his schemes leads to the dismantling of his empire, and Lila's family's past is finally reconciled. However, the true reward is not just the legal victory, it is the emotional and spiritual transformation that both John and Lila undergo throughout their journey. Through their trials, they learn the value of forgiveness, both of others and themselves. John begins to understand that true wealth is not about money or status, but about the relationships we build and the impact we have on others. Lila, too, finds healing and redemption, and her decision to start a shelter for the homeless shows her commitment to helping others who are in need, just as she once was. In the end, the story of John and Lila is a powerful reminder that life is not about the wealth we accumulate, but about the love, compassion, and forgiveness we extend to others. Their journey illustrates the transformative power of second chances and the importance of finding meaning and purpose in our lives, no matter our past. For older adults, this story offers a hopeful reminder that it is never too late to change, to heal, and to make a positive impact on the world around us. It teaches us that our lives are defined not by our mistakes, but by the steps we take to right them, to learn from them, and to help others along the way. A journey of transformation, from misjudgment to true love. In the modern world, many people live their lives in pursuit of wealth, power, and status. While these things are often seen as markers of success, they don't necessarily bring happiness or fulfillment. The story of a millionaire who marries a McDonald's waitress on a dare, only to be surprised by what happens next, is a powerful reminder that sometimes true love and genuine connection can be found in the most unexpected places. This tale teaches us valuable lessons about misjudgment, growth, vulnerability, and ultimately, the transformative power of love. The story begins with a man who has everything a successful, wealthy businessman who seemingly has no shortage of admirers. Despite his wealth, he is disillusioned by relationships. His view of love has been skewed by years of superficial connections and unmeaningful interactions. He is tired of the constant attention he receives and the endless flattery, seeing it all as an attempt to gain something from his fortune. With his trust in people diminishing, he has become cynical and dismissive of relationships, especially those based on appearances. This wealthy man, who we will call Richard, finds himself at a crossroads when a conversation with his friends leads to a dare. They challenge him to marry a woman who is not part of his usual social circle, someone from the working class, someone he would never consider. They choose a McDonald's waitress, Emma, who works at a nearby location. The dare is simple. If Richard is willing to marry her, he'll gain their respect, and they'll have something to laugh about for years to come. Richard, seeing this as a mere game, agrees, underestimating the situation and failing to recognize the deep implications it could have on his life. When Richard meets Emma, she is completely different from the women he's used to. She is down-to-earth, unpretentious, and genuine. She works hard to support herself and her family. And while she may not have the wealth or status that Richard is accustomed to, she possesses something far more valuable: authenticity and integrity. Richard, at first, looks down on her. He sees her as nothing more than a pawn in his game to prove a point to his friends. He doesn't expect anything serious to come out of the arrangement. His plan is simple: get married, play along with the joke, and move on with his life. However, as the days go by, Richard begins to realize that Emma is not who he initially thought she was. At first, Emma is hesitant. She is wary of Richard's intentions, unsure of whether he truly wants to marry her or if he is just trying to prove something to his friends. But Richard reassures her that it is just a formality, there is no pressure. Despite her reservations, Emma agrees to marry him, seeing it as a way to escape her own struggles and change the trajectory of her life. Little does she know that this decision will forever alter both of their futures. As the marriage begins, Richard's expectations are shattered. He anticipates that Emma will be like every other woman he's met, interested in his wealth, his status, and his power. But what he finds instead is a woman who is fiercely independent and who sees through his wealth. She doesn't care about his money or the material world he inhabits. Instead, she is focused on building a life based on love, trust, and mutual respect. Emma's genuine nature challenges Richard's perception of relationships. She doesn't try to impress him with her beauty or her social status. She is simply herself, and that authenticity forces Richard to reconsider his life choices. As Richard spends more time with Emma, he begins to realize that his life has been empty despite his wealth. He has surrounded himself with superficial people, only valuing those who can offer him something material in return. His relationship with Emma is different. She challenges him in ways no one else has. She forces him to confront his own insecurities, his fears, and his past mistakes. Over time, Richard's view of the world begins to shift. He starts to understand that true fulfillment doesn't come from material wealth, but from emotional connection and shared values. Emma, through her simplicity and sincerity, teaches him the importance of humility, love, and gratitude. As their relationship grows, Richard starts to open up in ways he never thought possible. He begins to let go of his pride and vulnerability, learning to accept that he doesn't have all the answers. Emma's kindness and support help him become a better person, someone who is not defined by his wealth or his achievements, but by his character and his actions. The more he learns about Emma's life and her struggles, the more he admires her strength and resilience. She has faced adversity in her life, but has never allowed it to define her. She is kind, compassionate, and incredibly grounded, and these qualities become the foundation of their relationship. In one particular moment, Emma opens up to Richard about her past. She tells him about the hardships she faced growing up, the struggles she encountered working multiple jobs to make ends meet, and the dreams she had of escaping her circumstances. This conversation is a pivotal turning point in their relationship. Richard, who had initially viewed her as just another person to be used for a bet, now begins to see her as a partner, a woman who is strong, independent, and deserving of respect. He listens to her story with an open heart and without judgment, realizing just how much he has to learn from her. This change in Richard's perspective reflects the deep personal growth he undergoes throughout the story. At the start, he was a man defined by wealth and social status, believing that these things would bring him happiness and fulfillment. But through his relationship with Emma, he learns that happiness comes not from external validation, but from within. He learns to value love, loyalty, and connection over appearances and material possessions. The story teaches us that true wealth lies in the relationships we build and the way we treat others, not in the amount of money we accumulate. However, despite the progress they make in their relationship, Emma is still hesitant. She struggles with the idea that Richard's love for her might still be influenced by his wealth and status. She wonders if he truly loves her for who she is, or if he is simply fulfilling a role he feels he must play in his social circle. This doubt illustrates the importance of trust in relationships. It's not enough to show someone love through actions. It's also important to communicate openly and consistently, to demonstrate your commitment to them in ways that are meaningful. Richard, realizing Emma's concerns, works hard to prove that his love for her is genuine. He makes efforts to understand her fears and reassure her of his intentions. Over time, their bond grows stronger. They begin to work together to build a life that reflects their shared values and desires. Richard becomes more involved in Emma's world, and she, in turn, learns to appreciate the complexities of his life. They support each other through their challenges, always putting the other's needs before their own. Their story highlights the power of mutual respect, trust, and support in building a lasting and meaningful relationship. The climax of the story comes when Richard, now deeply in love with Emma, takes a bold step to prove his commitment to her. He realizes that their love story is no longer a game, no longer a bet, but a real and meaningful connection. Richard proposes to Emma, not out of obligation or pressure, but because he genuinely wants to spend his life with her. This proposal symbolizes not only his commitment to her, but also his transformation as a person. He has learned to let go of his past mistakes, to embrace vulnerability, and to love deeply and selflessly. The story concludes with Emma accepting Richard's proposal, and the two of them begin planning their future together. Their journey is a beautiful reminder that love is not something to be taken for granted. It is a gift that requires patience, understanding, and a willingness to grow together. As they embark on this new chapter of their lives, they do so with a sense of gratitude and joy, knowing that their love for each other is built on a foundation of authenticity, respect, and shared dreams. Through the story of Richard and Emma, we learn that true love is not about finding someone who fits into our preconceived notions of perfection, but about embracing someone for who they are, flaws and all. It teaches us that relationships require vulnerability, honesty, and a willingness to evolve as individuals and as partners. The message is clear. No matter where we come from, no matter our past, we all have the potential to find love, redemption, and happiness. In the story of a millionaire who marries a McDonald's waitress, there are profound lessons about life, love, and the importance of genuine human connections, which are particularly relevant to the elderly audience. The central message is that true fulfillment and happiness don't come from wealth, status, or superficial relationships, but from authentic connections and selfless love. Initially, the millionaire, Richard, is focused on external measures of success, his wealth, social status, and the admiration of others. He has been misled into thinking that these are the keys to a fulfilling life. However, when he is challenged to marry someone from a completely different background, someone who has no interest in his wealth, his entire worldview begins to shift. What is revealed throughout the story is that, despite Richard's material success, he is disconnected for what truly matters: meaningful relationships, emotional vulnerability, and respect for others. The character of Emma, the waitress, is portrayed as someone who values sincerity and authenticity above all else. She doesn't judge Richard based on his wealth, and she doesn't try to impress him with any personal gains. Her humility and strength, despite her difficult circumstances, allow her to connect with Richard in ways no one ever has before. She shows him the importance of living a life of purpose and learning to appreciate others for their character rather than their status or possessions. As Richard spends time with Emma, he begins to understand that happiness is not derived from money or prestige, but from shared values, compassion, and the willingness to grow together. The story teaches the importance of self-reflection and personal growth. It's about moving away from a life focused on external success to one centered on inner contentment and meaningful connections. This change is particularly resonant for elderly audiences, as it encourages a deeper appreciation of relationships and the true joy that comes from emotional bonds with others, especially those who genuinely care about us. Moreover, the story reflects the idea that it is never too late to change or learn. Richard's transformation from a cynical, self-centered businessman to a man who values love, humility, and real connection is a powerful reminder that we all have the ability to grow, no matter our age or past. For older individuals, this message can be particularly inspiring, reminding them that change is always possible and that it's never too late to pursue a life filled with genuine love, compassion, and meaningful relationships. In life, we often find ourselves bogged down by the expectations of society or the pursuit of things that seem important but don't bring lasting satisfaction. The story invites us to reflect on what really matters. It teaches that emotional richness, kindness, understanding, and love are the things that truly make life meaningful. It's a call to cherish the moments we have with loved ones, to focus on kindness and authenticity, and to let go of material pursuits that don't serve our long-term happiness. For the elderly, it serves as a reminder that the most valuable aspects of life are not found in achievements or possessions, but in the love we share and the connections we make with those around us. Whether it's with family, friends, or a partner, real joy comes from nurturing relationships that are built on trust, respect, and care. Ultimately, the millionaire's journey from arrogance to understanding reveals that the richest experiences in life often come from the simplest acts of kindness and selflessness. It shows that no matter what stage of life we are in, we always have the opportunity to open our hearts and minds to the people around us. By doing so, we create the space for deep, fulfilling connections that will carry us through both the good and the challenging times. True wealth is not about accumulating possessions, but about cultivating meaningful relationships and embracing love in all its forms. Thank you so much for watching. We hope this story inspired you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Stories TH for more heartwarming content. Your support means the world to us.